by the Chopras, one of India's largest and most successful global education companies. Our keynote speaker this afternoon is Mrs. Bindu Chopra. Bindu, who holds the position of Director International Relations at the Chopras, is widely known as one of the leading professionals in the global education industry. She holds 30 years of experience, 13 of which have been spent shaping the lives and careers of students aspiring for an overseas education. Bindu has travelled extensively across the globe, having lived and worked in both Africa and the Middle East. Bindu also holds significant experience of the UK, having spent considerable amounts of her career guiding students on the vast range of quality study opportunities available in the country. Our webinar today will focus on the various routes available for entry to a UK university, paying particular attention to the opportunities presented by the pathway providers. A very special feature of today's webinar will be the unique opportunity for students to study the first year of their bachelor's degree in India via the NCUK International Year 1 before progressing to the UK for the remainder of their degree. The structure of the webinar today will be in the format of a presentation. Questions will be taken throughout the webinar, so please do take the opportunity to post these via the chat facility as we go along. We will attempt to answer as many of the questions that come in as possible, but guarantee that any unanswered questions today will get a response by email in the coming few days. We hope you enjoy today's webinar, and I will now hand over to Mrs. Bindu Chopra to officially begin today's event.
Okay, I'm sorry, I think I muted myself. So basically what I was trying to tell you is that we are trying to cover a lot of topics in so much as how you can study outside, what are the various routes of going to study outside the country, and what are the benefits that you can have. So what is the importance of overseas education? One, they're very innovative in their teaching techniques. There's a globalized approach so that when not only do you get academic skills, but you also pick up other soft skills which will stand you in good stead when you're looking for a job. There are lots of specialized streams of study. You don't have to just stick to maybe just business. You could be doing marketing or human resource or logistics, and as a specialized stream, so you are in a niche area where you can contribute to any business. There's a huge opportunity for professional and personal development, especially when you're a 17 or an 18-year-old who has never left home before It gives you a chance to live an independent life and learn to cope with, not only studying, but also to manage your money, to manage your life, and other things. And of course, it gives you a chance to be exposed to a global cultural diversity, because your class will have people from all over the world. And it's like a potpourri of opportunities and of being able to interact with people from all over the world, pick up skills that they bring to the class. Now, how do you get to study overseas? The simplest, of course, is a direct admission to year one based on your academic grades and funding. How do we as counselors help you choose? We base it on your grades that you get in year 12. The better the grades, the bigger the university. It depends on your funding ability, because it's not inexpensive to be able to go out and study. Third, we also look at the location, because you might have family in a particular place and we would like you to be comfortable with that. So direct admission is the easiest and the simplest route to studying overseas. If, for whatever reason, you do not get the marks that are required, or you do not meet the entry criteria that the university has asked for, the second way is via a foundation or a diploma course if the marks don't match. Now, a foundation is a year 0. So if you are going to the UK, it will become a 4-year program vis-a-vis a 3-year program, because you have an extra year. There are also a diploma course that you could take, which makes it easier in the sense it is a year 1 that you will be studying. So these pathways are also available to students if they do not make a direct admission for whatever reason. Your grades are not good enough. And the third one, which is the most exciting one now, is to be able to study 1 year in India and the balance overseas, resulting in a substantial saving of overall costs. Because if you're living at home and you're paying far lower fees than you would if you were going abroad, then studying in India is quite exciting. For parents too, it's a great opportunity. Your kids can be much younger. It gives you a year to mature while exposing you to the fact that you are studying in a British or an overseas curriculum. The route that we are going to talk about today is the route to be able to study the first year in India. Now, why should you actually do that in India? Various reasons. You save your time if you have missed the intake. For whatever reason, your results have come late, or you've got a backlog and you've done it now, but you've missed the intake in August or September. You can still get a chance to do it in December. You could do the year 1 and still make the year 2 in September with all your other friends. Pathway programs also bridge the gap between the student and the university. So if your marks, you miss the entry requirement by a little bit, it cannot be a huge gap. But if it's a small gap, if they've asked you, say, for 80% and you've got a 75, then you may be able to take a pathway program, do year 1 in India, up your marks, learn the British way, and then move on to year 2. It's an opportunity to develop academic and communication skills, because the system is quite different from what we study in India. Here is a lot of rote learning. There is a lot of practical and applied learning. So this 1 year in an environment that's conducive to you, where you're happy to be and comfortable to be in, it gives you a chance to develop these skills. It's a gateway to study in elite UK universities. My next slides will show you how many universities are open to you by doing this year 1. You don't have to be stuck to one university. You have a choice of universities. And of course, as I mentioned, it's also getting used to the education system. Lots of project work, lots of research assignments, exactly the way you would be doing it outside the country is how the year one, because it's an international year one, that is what you will be doing in India. Now, I have a question out here from somebody who wants to know, is it globally recognized? I am coming to that. Yes, it's very, very much globally recognized, and it is accepted by not only the British universities that we're going to talk about, but also by universities outside in other countries as well. Now, NC-UK, which stands for actually the Northern Consortium of UK Universities, has a long history, 25 years. They've been delivering highly successful student pathway programs. They're not degrees in themselves, but because they're such a unique organization, they are founded by 11 leading UK universities. So they have the backing of these 11 universities, and they accept the curriculum for the business programs as we go forward. They have a tradition of offering quality education because they are very mindful that they have an audit system which really keeps everyone on their toes and makes sure that whatever is being offered wherever they are in the world is of the same quality. So whether you're studying it in the UK or you're studying in India or any other country where they have the system going, that you are exposed to world-class facilities and have a completely international outlook. So the NC-UK is the parent body which actually runs these programs. Now, if you really have a look at the owner universities, you will see that it has a range of universities for everybody. You have the Russell Group universities there as well, Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, and Sheffield, and you have the new universities as well in every city. So if you have a Leeds as a Russell Group, you have the Leeds Beckett. So you have a range. If you don't have 85% and you can't go to Leeds, you can go to an equally good, and you still want to go to that city, you can go to Leeds Beckett. No, at no point of time are you going to compromise on the quality of the university, and no compromise on the entry requirement to get into year one. So if anybody thinks that I've got 55% and it's easier if I do it like this, I'm afraid that doesn't work. It has to be, on par with something that if you were going to the UK, the entry requirements are not going to change too much. It could be a little bit lower, but not a huge lot lower. What are the key features? NC UK and the Chopras came together 2 years ago and said that this is a niche area. There are a lot of students who unfortunately have missed the intake for whatever reason, but still want a world-class education. So when we took this on board, right now we're only doing the business courses, though there are others which we will eventually come to as well. The year one leads to year two of a business degree. So which means you do not lose out. If you're going to the UK, which is a 3-year degree, you're only going to do 2 years in the UK. So you're still going to be with year 3. There is no loss of time. So it's not like a foundation. It's still like a diploma, but it's the international year one. NC UK and the Chopras guarantee an offer letter from at least one of the 11 universities. Of course, if you do brilliantly well, we can probably get you 10 out of the 11 universities, if not all 11. But it also depends on what your 12th standard marks were. It also depends on how well you do on the year one program to be able to get you, but it's a guarantee that at least you will get into a British university. No questions about that. It's a substantial cost saving overall. Example, if the UK costs you about, say, 25 lakhs of tuition and living costs for 1 year, in India it might cost you just 5 or 6 because you're staying at home. So overall, in that 1 year, you will probably save about 20 lakhs. So that's a very, very substantial saving in terms of cost by studying in India. You study in India for 7 months because if it's this course, if it is the December start that we had, it's in early December, and you're only going to study till August anyways next year, because September next year you progress to year 2 of the bachelor's degree. Now, in 7 months you've actually done a 1-year program. So you're going to have to work very, very hard. I mean, there's no question of that. But it is something that is a saving in terms of not only money but time as well. You're still open and eligible for scholarships. There are a number of regional scholarships of up to even £5,000 awarded to the best performing students, who study at the NC UK centres. So any scholarships that are available at the universities that you're going to be applying to, you are eligible for scholarships and prize awards or bursaries. Sometimes universities have maybe £1,000 or £2,000 off for an Indian student. You're eligible for any scholarships or prize awards that may be available to any other student in the normal circumstances. And of course, it is an internationally recognized high-quality academic delivery. There is, as I said, no compromise on quality, and it doesn't matter which part of the world you study in. NC UK ensures that regular audits are carried out, and of course, the question papers are then sent to them to also check that there is no compromise on quality. A lot of people want to know, what are the course options? If I'm studying business here, can I only do business there? No. The year 1 is a general business qualification, and the course options that are open to you, if you notice, range through a lot of the courses in the business school. So whether it's accounting and finance, or it's human resource, or you may be wanting to do marketing, even hospitality management and supply chain management, you could choose any course that you want in those 11 universities across the board when you are applying for your year 2. The year 1, the international year 1 that we do in India, that is a standard business program. So you will do business subjects in that, and it is amazing because the modules that you study cover a range. You study business economics, skills, organizational behavior, management accounting, marketing, statistics. So all the general business modules that you could possibly study in year 1 are available to you. And when you apply for year 2, depending on how well you've done in year 1, the course options are many in the business school that are open to you. How is this program actually assessed? So what's the difference between India and studying in India and studying outside? Now, the way this program is assessed is exactly the way it would be assessed if you were doing year 1 in any other university overseas. So each module, it's a modular program, each module is assessed by a combination of coursework and final examination. In India, we go by examinations. We basically study the whole semester, and then we have our final exams. Here, each module, you have a researched assignment which you have to then give in, and you're marked on it, and then you get the final examination. So the credit points that are awarded for both coursework, which is your assignments, and the final examination. The coursework components are set and marked by the teachers at the center. So your Indian professors who are teaching you will set the assignment, and mark it. The final examinations are set by NCUK for worldwide, but marked by your teachers. And the marked assessments are then returned to NCUK for the final results, because they're audited, that nobody has, there's no hanky-panky there, and you have a very straightforward marking system. So it's completely transparent. There is no hidden agenda in this. So it's a very simple program which gives you a chance to show how you have applied the theory that you have learnt in class. It follows exactly the same pattern as you would if you were outside the country. So what really do you require for year 2? Okay, before I start on that, I have a couple of more questions. One of them says, do I need to choose the university where I'm going to right in the beginning? No, I think it's Nilima. Nilima, not at all. You can choose it later, towards the end of the year, when you come back and you apply on a common app application for the UCAS for the UK. You decide at that time. You will know how well you've done, so you can start choosing your universities that you want to go at there. So you can choose. The other question, very similar, was can I choose which university I want to go to? Yes, of course you can. 5 universities on the UCAS form, and depending on your 12th standard marks and how well you've done on this program, you can certainly choose the university where you want to go. If you've done well, there is no reason not to go to a university of your choice. So I hope that answers your question. Now, what exactly do you need to make to get admission into year 2 in a university of your choice? A few things. Your year 12 grades are also considered, even if they are marginally less than what they were meant to be, but it can't, as I mentioned earlier, be a huge gap. So if you needed an 80% and you've got up to say 75%, and you have done another 70% in your year 1, international year 1 with us in India, you could even apply to the Russell Group School, Manchester or Sheffield or Leeds. They will be happy to have you. But your year 12 grades can't be very, very much lower than what they were meant to be. Then, of course, your international year 1 performance, you need to not only pass, but you need to get a certain grade if you want to get into a certain school. But up to 50% should help you to get into pretty much any school if your 12th standard also matches it and you had a high grade in year 12. Universities will make offers based on a student's performance in the international year 1, including the number of credits awarded, the overall average, and in some cases the student's performance in particular modules. For example, if you were wanting to do accounting and finance from year 2, but you have really bad marks in your business accounting, then there may be some difficulty in getting into accounting and finance. But on the other hand, if your grades were very, very good in marketing and that's what you wanted to do, then that should not be a problem at all. Your personal statement and references, of course, are equally important, and you need to be able to write a good personal statement of why you want to do that particular course, and of course your references from us. Admission tutors also look for evidence that you have done well in the subject that you're applying for, and you understand it, and you really, really want to do it. They will look for a professional opinion about the student from their teacher. So that's us, your professor, whoever is teaching you in your international year 1, will also have a say when he gives you a recommendation and tells them how well you have done it. So those are the entry requirements that you actually need. Can I apply for scholarships? Yes, I mentioned this before. You can apply for any scholarship that you are eligible for, and that is not a criteria that because you're studying in India, you're not going to be eligible. That's not true. It depends on how good a student, you are. One of the things I do want to tell you now is that don't worry, we're saying a British degree in India, but we last year, in our last batch, had a student who actually went to Australia. He did really well and decided that he didn't want to go on to the British universities, but he wanted to apply to Australia, and Australia was very, very happy to take him on. So those are some of the things that you are eligible for as and when you get to, if you do well on the program, that you can actually do. Now, the question is here, when can I start my NCUK program? Well, the international year 1 is now going to be available in 2 centers, in Delhi and Bangalore, with us, and we are going to start in the first week of December because it gives you a month to get acclimatized, and then you have serious study starting from January to August where your final exams are, and gives you a chance to apply to universities for year 2 next September. This way you do not lose any year, and you get a huge saving in terms of time and money. So that's the NCUK. Where can I take the NCUK program? That, as I mentioned, is the Chopras Institute of Professional Education in both Delhi and Bangalore, and those are the 2 centers at the moment that we will be running the batch of students. I must say that we've had such good feedback from our last batch that we had. They were not only enthusiastic, but they've done really well and managed to get into year 2 of a university of their choice. So how do I progress to the second year of a UK university? That's a really good question. All students who pass the NCUK year 1 in business with the required percentage are guaranteed entry to the second year from the second year of the undergraduate degree at one of the NCUK universities in the UK. As I said, we start in the first week of December, which will take us up to August, when we do the exams, final exams, and the results come out at that time. So you do not lose the year. All of you who are listening, if there is anybody who needs extra support and who wants to know whether they can do it, all you need is to contact us and email us. We are more than happy to answer those questions. But remember, everybody who has missed out on this intake or has joined a university for the sake of it because they missed out on going somewhere in the world, come to us and let's see how we can help you maybe you can do the NCUK year 1, international year 1, and then move to year 2 and catch up with your friends when they go into year 2 as well. The other thing about progression to a year 2 is as soon as you enroll with us for this international year 1, students, we give them very, very comprehensive advice and information about what their options are going to be for progressing into the second year of undergraduate study. We will guide you through all those 7 or 8 months. At every step, you know in advance that you need to do or get certain number of marks, certain criteria that you have to meet, so you are in a position of strength. And as we go along, we will help you make sure that you achieve your goals. Somebody is asking me again, can I choose which university I want to go to? Yes, the answer is still yes. Choice of 5 universities on a common application, UCAS, for the UK. If you want to try other parts of the world, sure, depending on your grades, we can certainly help you with that. Can I do other universities other than these 11? Sure. In fact, this year we've had people who've gone to somewhere else. They wanted a university other than those 11. This international year 1 is accepted by a whole load. Lots and lots of British universities will accept this as a criteria because of the stringent measures and the audits that are done, that the students who come out from here have not only gained academic skills but also other life skills or research skills which are required to study outside the country. Are you guaranteeing me an entry into a British school? Look, there are no guarantees in life, but yes, NCUK and the Chopras, we guarantee you a seat admission in one of those 11 universities as long as you meet the criteria. If you decide not to pass and then say that we've guaranteed you, that's going to be a little difficult. But as long as you meet the criteria, yes, we will guarantee you an admission in one of our universities, in one of these 11 universities. So how do I decide which is a better school for me? That's a very good question. How do you decide? Well, I think the school will decide for you. If you do very well on the program and you have the basics in your year 12, you have a greater choice and a wider choice of both subjects and universities as far as we are concerned. So the better you do, the better the chances that you can actually go there, go to a British school. Again, I want to reiterate, those of you who wish to apply, please contact us immediately. Let us see whether you're eligible to do this and how we can help you, because you, as I said, the NCUK International Year 1 in India provides both study skills, subject-specific academic training, and the interviewing skills and the add-on of what we call the soft skills training. It's all part of the 7 or 8 months that you will spend with us. It is the equivalent to the first year of an undergraduate degree in the UK, and it's an absolute, it's a very easy way of being able to not only save time but money as well. So, any other questions that I can take on? Are there more than one start date for this international year 1? Well, at the moment, we are going to be doing it in December, which will take us up to August, and that should be the only one that we will. The start date is in the first week of December, and the question carries on to say, when can we apply? Well, you can apply immediately, anytime now. As I said, if somebody is doing a supplementary exam and gets their results in time, please apply. Let us have a look at your papers. If you have the marks, please apply. It is a great way of not losing out for something that, you know, if you feel that, oh God, I have missed out this year, what I want to say to you is you have not. Apply now, start in December, you finish in August next year. That's only 7 or 8 months, mind you, for doing a whole 12-month course, and you start year 2 in September along with all your friends. I think that brings us pretty much to the end of today. Pathway programs, don't look at them as you know, a stopgap that, oh God, now I'm going to do a pathway or I'm going to do you know, a diploma. Don't look at it like that, but look at it as a saving in time, in money, and catching up with your friends in year 2 next year. So business, and I have mentioned anybody who's joined us later that the course options that are open to you are many, many, many in the business school. So whether they are logistics or accounting or international business or human resources, it doesn't matter. You can apply for them in year 2 and still get in not only subject of your choice, but a university of your choice. Unlike some of the other stuff, you know, where you get stuck with only one university, here we're giving you a range of universities in terms of courses, in terms of fees, in terms of location across the UK. And example was the student, young man, who joined an Australian university last year. So hopefully this year we will have people going to other parts of the world as well. So that's my take on why you should study your first year of a British degree in India. And I hope some of you will take us up on it. And you know, apply immediately, because if there are scholarships available anywhere, we can still tailor make you know, your applications for that. In fact, this year one went to, as I said, to Australia. One got a huge scholarship, a £5,000 scholarship to go to a top university because he had done so well. Options are still there. Okay, don't ever think that you know, life has come to a full stop because you've missed out on this intake. Go ahead, guys, write into us, talk to us for whatever the reason, and I'm sure we can help you in one way or another. So that's I think that's it for today. Let me know if there's anything else that you need, and mail us. Thank you very much.
Important part of the learning process. We are conscious that some of you may not have received answers to your questions this afternoon. Please rest assured, however, that you will get a response by email. Today's event is part of the Chopras 2015 series of webinars. Several more webinars will take place over the coming months on a variety of interesting topics by experts in their respective fields, and we would encourage you all once again to join in and listen. All of our webinars will be advertised on our website, www.thechopras.com. Please keep checking for further details. Thanks to you all once again, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon.